Hey, it's Caesar.
And Carla.
Welcome to another episode of Carla and Caesar's Modern Life. And we're recording this the day before you are going on your last trip, right?
Mm-hmm.
Your last trip as a flight attendant. What are the places you're going to be going to?
I'm going to be laying over in Vegas and in Minneapolis.
Oh, okay.
Mm-hmm.
So it's going to be just the last couple days, right?
3 days. But I have to fly out the day before just because my trip starts in the morning on Wednesday. But I can't get there. I have to get there Tuesday night.
Gotcha.
Yeah.
So how do you feel?
Good. I just anxious because I always get anxious before a trip.
Mm-hmm.
But nothing more than usual. I'm like excited, but obviously also kind of nervous.
Yeah.
But mostly excited. I'm excited because you're coming along.
Oh yeah. So I'm gonna be joining you on the Vegas portion of the trip, just for the 16 hours. We're gonna hit Vegas hard and real quick.
Mm-hmm. Live it up. Real quick. 8 hours.
So about the trip, you're gonna do it. You're gonna be done. How does it feel knowing you're gonna be done at the end of this week?
Surreal.
Yeah.
I think it's not gonna hit me for real until afterwards,
Mm-hmm.
but I'm looking forward to it.
Oh, shit.
I was telling our friends yesterday that my mind tries to play tricks on me, and like I get into these like negative self-talk loops,
Mm-hmm.
but then I just have to like snap myself out of it because I'm like, okay, like my biggest fear is not being able to find another job, but
Mm-hmm.
it's like, how realistic is that, you know?
Yeah.
It's just like me being, it's like fear kicking in, you know?
Yeah.
It's like at least I'm recognizing it so that I can like do something about it.
Good.
So,
Yeah. So what is your next step?
my next step is to take a little bit of time off, just like a month at the most, maybe even less, and really apply for a job. Sorry, I moved your camera.
No, it's okay.
Apply for jobs that are inspiring to me and not just something that I'm gonna settle for just because I'm gonna like, I don't want to rush into a job just out for the sake of getting a job. But if I have to get a job just to like get by, like I'll do something else in the meantime that's going towards like a future career.
Yeah.
I just don't know what that is yet.
But you're excited?
Mm-hmm.
That's good. So one of the newer segments on this episode is the Would You Rather segment. I thought we would, think of some scenarios here. So here's your question, Carla. Would you rather have a cent for every time you blinked or $100 every time you farted?
I don't know. Because I do a lot of both.
Yeah.
Because I feel like my eyes are always dry, so I'm always blinking a lot. But I also am very gassy.
Yeah. What would feel more satisfying, to get $100 every time you farted?
Yeah.
Because you could just keep farting all the time.
Just keep eating the foods I eat, and then I'll keep farting it up. Yeah. That would be more satisfying.
Yeah.
That would be like that girl that sold her farts for $50 a jar.
It's true. Because you would be making money every time you farted. Like, that's profit right there. I would do the blinking one because I don't know how to fart when I'm not wearing in the bathroom. Yeah, I'd have to do that but I'd be earning like a lot of money, but it wouldn't be like, how many times in a day do you blink? Like, even if it's 1,000, I guess it's $100 a day. It's not bad, but how many times a day do you fart?
Me or you?
You.
I don't know.
Well, but it's like the average person, how long?
I would say at least like 3 times.
3 times? So $300 a day?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, that makes sense.
I think so.
So I think the answer would be the fart then. You're going to go with fart. Yeah. I'll go with blink.
Mm-hmm.
All right.
That's fine.
So here is
what that says about us.
What does that say about us? I don't know.
A personality test. Just kidding.
Based on your farts and blinks, and that's it. So another positive news story that's also going to be a vegetarian fast food review story is that KFC's
Nice.
Beyond Fried Chicken is launching across the country. How do you feel about that?
Good. I'm excited about it. We went the first day that it became available, which was January 10th.
Mm-hmm.
Never forget the day. No, they're good, but I feel like when they had the promo, like they were testing it out.
Yeah.
I feel like they tasted better than.
Yeah, and this is a couple of years ago. This is 2019 where they had their 2020 maybe early 2020.
So I wonder like what happened, what went wrong.
And there were two different KFCs that we tried them at, so I don't know if that made a difference. But
because at this one they weren't testing it out, so maybe they didn't know how to make it properly.
Maybe
That's possible
because it's like rolled out across the country now. So yeah,
I would give it another shot.
Yeah, I think the Beyond Chicken is not my favorite so far. Like I like.
Oh, because we've tried other ones.
I mean, but it's not my favorite. Like in terms of chicken. Like
Yeah.
I think that their meat is very good. Like the Beyond meat is really well done, but the chicken is not there yet.
Yeah.
And even this one, like the first time we tried it, it was a little crispier than it was this time. It just felt a little more flat. I don't know.
More seasoned.
Yeah.
This time it felt more like dense, like the protein did. Like too dense.
Yeah.
I don't know how to describe it.
Yeah, it was not the most pleasant experience, but it's a step in the right direction, I would say. Like they're trying to get the crispiness right. I think that's the trick of it. And then the inside of it is also kind of a different thing altogether.
Right.
Because there's no bones in it, so it's like Beyond Fried Chicken Nugget.
No bones.
Yeah.
Yeah. So I will try it again.
Yeah, we'll try it again. And then we'll give you every time that there's like some fast food option that they have, they add to like if when Panda Express does Beyond Orange Chicken,
they already do.
Or the Impossible Chicken.
Not at all the locations.
Yeah, so when we get it here, we'll try it out and we'll review it for you guys. All right, so this is the part of the show where we talk about other people's problems. This is the meat of the show. This is Who's the Jerk. Do you want to read the first one or should I read the first one?
You can read the first one.
Okay, so this is submitted online from Bar OK 2915. Me, a 28-year-old female, and my husband, 29 male, have been married for 5 years. My husband was a nurse until he told me he wanted to become a doctor. I was fully supportive, and he is now in his first year of medical school. I've been supporting both of us, and he cannot work while he's in school, but recently found out our rent was being raised by $500 by the end of our contract in April. This is honestly the last straw, and it pushed us past where we were comfortable financially.
My mother called and asked if we were going to look into buying a house, but I told her we weren't, and we'd be looking for somewhere cheaper to rent instead. She insisted we at least consider it because it made most financial sense, and asked if it was because we didn't have a down deposit. I told her that we were probably going to use that to pay off my husband's debt, and he didn't want more debt until he was debt free from the new student loans, because they finished paying off the other ones. Days later, my mother and father came for lunch and told us they had news. They offered to gift us the down payment of a home. I was over the moon and shocked by the offer. Once they left, my husband exploded on me, claiming I emasculated him and made him look bad in front of my parents. I told him I never asked for this, but we should take it as it was a privilege most people don't get and would relieve so much financial burden on me. He refused to talk to me or my parents until we apologized for shaming/emasculating him, but I refused to. I apologized, but I told him I would make parents.
I wouldn't make my parents.
Oh, wouldn't make parents as they've never done nothing wrong. Am I the asshole?
Yeah. So, she was accepting the money from her parents because they were trying to help them pay for a house. It was a
very nice gift. Very nice gesture.
But the husband was like, no, he wanted to do himself, and he was feeling emasculated. Do you think that... I don't think that she's an asshole for doing that, but do you think there's something to be said about finances in that case? Like, do you think that maybe he should have... But then, no, but it's like, he wanted to wait until he paid off his debt, but it's like, when is that going to happen?
And I feel like he's being selfish in a way because the gift is to both of them, not just to him. And it's not like they called him out and were like, oh, this is because of you. You can't get your shit together.
Yeah.
Like, if you have a problem with receiving money, like, that's on you.
Yeah.
Like, figure it out and then, like, don't explode on people. Like she said, he exploded on her. Like, get a hold of your emotions surrounding money and then like talk to somebody about it, because there's no need, you know?
Yeah.
Because they were willing to, they were happy to. I'm sure they were like financially able to. Otherwise, like they wouldn't have done it.
Yeah.
And it's like,
yeah, no, I can understand what you're saying. Like and it's tough because in the situation where he's going to, he's going to make more money when he gets to become a doctor, but it's like, that's not for years because he's still going to school for it. Mm-hmm. And then even then it's like, it's just too much of a time to wait. Like, it just sucks that if you want to,
why does everything have to be on pause until then?
Yeah. And so one of the things that I saw, one of the comments on this post was like, why isn't he like trying to think of long-term plans with this person? Like, why is he like letting it like become a thing where he's like not even trying to buy a house with this like,
right? It's like he's putting it off. Like,
yeah,
maybe there's a deeper issue there.
Maybe.
I don't know.
So yeah, definitely she is not the jerk. I think that she did the right thing, and if it's going to relieve her financial burden, then why not? Why does the husband got to be a hater?
Right. Fucking hater. All right, so moving on to the next one. Long story short, my husband has one of those female friends. I'll call her Sarah. Her and I get along fine, but every once in a while she'll make a comment or sit a little too close or touch him a lot or compete with me on how close they are or how well she knows him. She's one in a big group of about 11 friends. I've talked to my husband about her several times, but it's so many added up micro actions that it's hard to tell her off for one singular thing without looking crazy. Well, this past weekend, the group of friends got together for the first time since we are now all boosted. My husband and I eloped a few weeks ago, and this was the first time most were seeing us since. Sarah came right up and got in our face as the group was congratulating us to tell my husband how disappointed she was in him for not telling her about our ceremony, not inviting her, not even sending her a photo. This girl started sobbing. How could he do this to her? That she wanted him to be her man of honor when she gets married. She's single. And he didn't even invite her to his, and their friendship now needed some serious TLC to recover. This is in front of a whole group. I couldn't take it anymore and said, he might be your best friend, but you're not his. And this was between me and him, and you were not a consideration.
The crowd split. They were all my husband's friends before I came into the picture, and some think it was uncalled for, and they should have left my husband to handle it. I was mad at the moment, but I don't know. Did I go too far? What do you think?
I don't know. I think she already had like feelings about this person.
Yeah.
Being a certain way, and so obviously like this is how she interpreted it. That's how I would have interpreted it too. Like, I would have probably had to say something to I don't know though, because maybe she was waiting for her husband to say something and then he didn't.
Yeah.
But I feel like I would wait for you to say something, and then if you didn't, then I would feel the need to step in and say something. But like in your defense, because that's what she was doing. She was just kind of like defending him, like, hey, like, it's nothing personal.
This has nothing to do with you, girl.
Exactly.
Like, yeah, I think so. I think it's
someone had to do it.
Someone had to say something. It just happened to be awkward that it was like in that moment in front of everybody. But it's like, obviously this girl is feeling something for this guy if she's so attached to him. Like,
but she would have said that's like anybody, I think.
What?
Like, if it had been a guy doing the same thing, she would have done the same thing. It was just started out weird because she was like, he has this certain, what did it say? One female of those female friends.
Yeah.
That's how it. Like it could have been anybody. It just started out weird.
Yeah.
Is what I'm saying.
Yeah. Well, I mean, I still think that relationship is weird. Like, I feel like she's like really.
Yeah.
One-sided
in a way.
Yeah.
It seems like.
Yeah. So yeah, I don't think that she's a jerk for saying that.
Maybe there's something we don't know. I'm just.
I mean, maybe there's something we don't know. Sarah could be just like, I'm not the only one. He's leaving me on too and shit like this. No, I don't know. But yeah, there's just definitely too attached, and I mean, yeah, I mean, what else can you say?
Yeah, for her to be like, for her to say that their friendship now needed some serious TLC to recover, it's like, dude,
relax.
I don't know.
So yeah, another not jerk. People just need to stand up for themselves and say, like, put it. Sounds like that girl needed to hear that too.
That's true.
Sarah.
Yeah. Boundaries. I like it.
All right, guys. Well, that's all we got for this week. You can follow us on Instagram at I am Caesar Rod, and then what's your Instagram?
Carla Rod 89.
Yeah, and you can go to carlaandcaesar.com, and that's where you're gonna link to the channel.
Or you can email us at advice@carlaandcaesar.com.
Perfect. We'll see you next week.
Bye.
Take care of yourself and each other.